Hi, this is Anita from Reluctant Low Carb Life. I want to start eating more fresh foods and then began to think, well, how do I do it if I'm on a budget? Because the truth is that a lot of times the multi-processed food is cheaper. And it can be cheaper in two ways. One, the overall cost might be cheaper when you buy the food itself. And two, it may simply just last longer on your pantry shelf, so you don't end up tossing it away because it's no longer good. So you find that it becomes cheaper because it can stay there on your pantry shelf. You don't have to worry about it. Well, here's a few ideas for you to be able to eat fresh on a budget. First of all is shop seasonal produce first. If you're living in a part of the United States or another part where there's lots of seasonal produce, when the seasonal produce is out, shop that produce first. Spring, there could be things like asparagus, spinach, strawberries, maybe summer tomatoes, zucchini, berries, peaches, fall squash, apples, broccoli. And winter, you could see there might be some root vegetables there for you to be able to have. You can go onto Google and search seasonal produce and put your state in there, before shopping to see what's in peak supply during that time. And that might help you to be able to plan your menus around them. Shop sales and markdowns strategically. Once a week, check out the store flyers and clearances. And a lot of times, even though a lot of these are for the all-type processed foods, a lot of times you can find clearances too for produce. And a lot of times it's for produce and or meats and other things, which maybe they have an oversupply of, or maybe it's in season, so they're able to get a good price on it. Buy frozen when fresh isn't available. There's some good choices in the frozen section that you can be able to buy, and you can keep it in your freezer. Things like mixed vegetables, chopped spinach, cauliflower rice, berries, green beans, mango chunks. These are all things that you can be able to, keep frozen. Avoid prepackaged carbs. Things like, flavored instant oatmeal, pre-made sandwiches or wraps that might have carbs in them. Pasta meal kits might be tempting, but they could be really full of a lot of carbohydrates, especially if you like that mac and cheese. That cheese is not real on that mac and cheese. Microwavable rice or, and even packaged mac and cheese. Snack packs of crackers, cookies, or trail mixes could have a lot of multi-process in them. If it comes in a box or has 20 plus ingredients, skip it. If it has ingredients in it you don't see in your kitchen, skip it. Shop at farmers markets, fruits and vegetable stands. This is sort of fun. You can get to know some of the farmers. You can talk to them, become their friends. You can find out more about their produce, about how they produce it. And it can not only be a great way to socially do things, but it can also be a great way to be able to buy your fruit. You can maybe get lower price than some of the ugly fruit, maybe some of the produce that isn't perfect. You can maybe get bulk deals, and if you can, teach yourself to can or to freeze, could be something great for you to learn. Invest in what we've invested in here. Is we have those little vacuum pack bags and a vacuum pack sealer. Absolutely love those. Put a lot of things in the freezer, like we pre-make granola, and then I put granola into my freezer in serving bags, and then each morning I have I might have my granola with my fresh yogurt. I don't buy flavored yogurt. If I want to put flavor in the yogurt, I will add the flavor myself. And so, those are all things that you can do to make sure you're eating healthier. Preserve the freshness, freezer can, which I mentioned before, like freezing and canning is great. And also I've mentioned before is vacuum packing. Meal plan around what's on sale. If you kind of know what's on sale, meal plan around. There's nothing that I love more than fresh corn. If you happen to be in an area in a time where there's fresh corn, you can plan to have a meal with some meat and fresh corn. Great meal to have. Stick to, core low-cost staples. There's a lot of, budget-friendly power foods. Eggs used to be more low-cost, even though they got more expensive. They're going down now in price. Brown rice or quinoa, canned beans, rolled oats, cabbage, carrots, bananas. I just did a great recipe yesterday where this is all over. It's on YouTube. A lot of people are doing it where you have frozen bananas and you freeze the bananas and then you put some fruit in them and you can make yourself like an ice cream smoothie. Really kind of a fun way to be able to use bananas. Whole chickens, you can get, usually cheaper than the pound. You can cook a whole chicken. You can use it throughout the week. You can even like freeze some of it if you need to. Or you can go to places like Costco or other places and buy rotisserie chicken. We've done that a lot, buy rotisserie chicken and then, have it for several meals. Cook once, eat it twice or 3 times. That's an idea. You cook it once, eat it twice, 3 times, freeze it, and then cook it again. If you don't have time, then take it out of the freezer, heat it up, and then you know exactly what's in it. So these are all some ideas for you to be able to use, really find ways to be able to eat fresh. If you get creative, if you plan ahead, there's lots of ways you can do it. If you're not sure, there's lots of advice out there on the YouTube that you can see people that are, packing things and preparing meals for a whole week or other things like that you can learn from. So there's really no excuse today for people not to be able to find a way to be able to eat fresh if they really want to. And even on any budget that you're on, you can find a way to be able to still be able to eat fresh. If it is still very expensive, consider growing a little garden. Even if you live in an apartment, we have a garden growing up on our balcony. Grow a garden, start growing your own food and get your own seeds. And it can be very therapeutic. It can be a great way to be able to, understand more about nature. And if you grow your garden, you can really get a great produce. You can use all that produce and even end up maybe eventually giving it away to some people. You might have so much there. This is Anita from Reluctant Low Carb Life. Thank you so much for listening. You hope that you'll join with us and thinking of ways that you can be able to, first of all, eat foods that are fresh. Eat foods that help you feel full. If you're eating fresh foods, you will feel full longer. And then making fitness become part of your life and routine. Thank you so much for listening. If you have not yet, please do subscribe. We'd love to have you be part of our community. Thank you.